during the era of, you meeting Mouse and Kamal. So these are the beginnings of Cru Thik, this
Yeah.
era. And what year is this?
What, 91? Like
Nah, this is
91?
this 89.
I mean, it could be. I ain't got the best memory, but I know
Yeah,
it's early.
it's 89. It was 89. It was
So
89.
yeah, so Mousy, running across Mousy, who everybody knows at this
Mhm.
time, and you get with him, and you ended up coming across my brother Kamal, and this Cru Thik movement. So you originally began being a DJ for Kamal, and eventually he would come across his partner Remedy, and they grouped the Next Man.
Well, I probably brought Remedy in because I went to high school with him.
Okay, what high school did you go to?
We went to Bethel,
Oh, you went to
and
Bethel.
yeah, so I know that, and Kamal, even though I'm saying I brought him in, Kamal probably remembered the shit better than I do because he just got a big ass brain like that.
Right.
But I know it was another cat named Zach, and he was getting me to do beats for him. We was going to Timmy Bill's studio over on King Street, and then when he graduated in '90, he was going to Howard, and we started
Yeah.
recording up there. So you right, it was like 88, 89 because this shit he graduated in '90 and went to Howard, so it had to be
Yeah.
before that. Like you said, told you that nigga got a
Yeah.
big ass brain, but Remedy was going with us up there. Did you go up there too? Come on,
Yeah, this
to
is
Howard.
because Zach, that's what I told this story before. Remember, because Ian Rod used to hate Zach. They never liked Zach. They thought he was corny or a square. You know what I'm saying?
Zach was a different
Until
type of dude.
you know what I'm saying, but he was going to Howard, and
Yeah.
Remedy was going to. He started going to University of Maryland.
Mm-hmm. I remember
Remember?
that.
So
Yeah.
we was actually, so Remedy wasn't coming up there with us because he was already up there. So we
Mm-hmm.
would go up there and make trips to DC and Maryland, or
Right.
Remedy would come down from Maryland to DC,
Right.
and that's how we. And Roz and Zach is the one that put us on to the legendary, the only ever Cru Thik manager,
Ross Mickens.
Roz Mickens, Rozzy Roz, because he
Right.
started.
Right.
He was actually managing Zach first. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
so
then Remedy and Zach became a group. Remember, called the first they was gonna be called the Grassroots,
Yeah.
but then Roz was like, "There's a group called the Roots that came out." So then they switched it up. I forget what they changed it to.
I can't remember what they changed it to either. But we did it. We did like one or two songs, and you remember when we went down to Florida, and Ross, you know, she said some shit, and she got Zach out of his game. Zach decided to stop rapping.
Yeah.
So, and that's how Remedy got down with us. Remedy was like, "Well, shit, I'm still trying to rap, man. Fuck that." And
Yeah.
that's when me, Kamal, and Remedy formed the Next Man.
so how long
Yeah.
was the Next Man making music together before Mad Rugged came into play, or the
No,
other?
Matt Rudder was first. You already knew all these niggas. All you niggas already knew each other. Went to school
Mhm.
from around the way, whatever, but y'all was not making music together. That's why I
Yeah.
said I was the spark, and what me and you started was the foundation of everything that came from Cru Thik, because y'all knew each other already. And Mouse, he used to, when me and Mouse and Kelsey be running the streets and we going here and there, we at Davis. Now I'm like 16. He is like 14. He used to hang out with this little dark skinned cat. I forget his name. But when he used to want to come with us, Mouse was like, "No, you can't come." You know what I'm saying? We'll break out and we'll be all over, we're doing whatever we doing. But one day we in your basement and you call E. I don't know who called each other, but you was on the phone with E, and E kicked that rap about the
Mhm.
papes. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
was like, And me and Mouse was astonished because we didn't know he rapped. But you knew he rapped already. You was like, I
have been fucking with E and this nigga named Dre. And
y'all was already recording?
No, I wasn't recording, but I knew E from being in school. We from the same hood, you know what I'm saying? Even though I wasn't living out there no more, I knew E, just like I knew Chuck, you know what I'm saying? I know him, I'm older than them, but we from the same area. So I'm not hanging with them every day. But me and Dre the same age, Dre Thurman. And he a couple of years younger. I don't know what their connection was. But I would see E sometime, and I knew him and Mouse was cousins. And you know, E kicked me around. That shit was crazy. Like, yo, nigga, you ain't never rap for your cousin? He was like, nah, I ain't gonna rap for him. I said, man, go ahead. Man, that nigga, he need to hear this. So finally I got in the rap for him and shit, man. He blew Mouse's mind. Cause he was nasty.
We was astonished. We was astonished.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is before it was the E and Ra, before MAAD Rugged.
Yeah, Ra wasn't around yet.
Right. So the Next Man, you said, was formed after MAAD Rugged was formed?
MAAD Rugged was formed in 91. Because that's when you had Aggravated Thoughts. That's when you had Aggravated Thoughts. And then in 92, they came with My Style's Aggressive.
Yeah, so because I remember Plex being the heartbeat of both of those groups musically, you know, the Next Man and MAAD Rugged, you know what I mean, at this time. So were there any other MCs that you know were dealing with during this time period, or was it, you know, E and Kamal basically the MAAD Rugged Next Man groups?
And it was Ketch.
Catch. Okay. So that's great. Now how did that come about? You know what I mean? The Troy situation.
Mouse again brought him to my house. You know what I'm saying? And man, you can smell the street on Troy. When he brought him to my house, he opened the door. I was like, yo, this cat. I said, yeah, where you get this dude from? You know what I'm saying? Mouse like, don't even ask. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
You know, but Troy was nasty, man. He was nasty. His style was so rough. He just had a rough ass style. You know what I'm saying? And he was about it. You know what I'm saying? He was a real one. He's still a real one.
Damn right, man. That's legendary, man. God damn, Next Man, MAAD Rugged, and Ketch, man. You know what I mean? That's incredible.
Let me ask you this, Plex, focusing on the production, like, because you formulated a style. Because I remember, I didn't know if you said earlier that the EPS 16 Plus was your first beat machine.
Yeah.
So that's it. I thought it was one thing you had before. I remember because you got that after me. I remember that. But you had something else right before you got the 16 Plus. When I first met you, you had something before. Because I remember when you got this EPS 16 Plus, you had something right before that.
Man,
but it wasn't like it wasn't like a keyboard or something. It was something else you was working with when I met you.
That could have been, but I don't think it was. If I had something, I borrowed it from somebody.
Okay, you probably might have borrowed it, but I knew that was like your prized possession, like that was the ultimate, and that became the foundation of the sound that you created for all of us. The whole Cru Thik, Novus, MAAD Rugged, Next Man, our sound was the insonic.
Let me say something. You're saying that I had another drum machine, and that's not really a drum machine. That's like a sampling workstation. That ain't like no MPC 2000 or 60 or whatever. It's not the same. But I say drum machine just because that's what I was working on. But at the same time, you got to remember, we had been going to the studio without no damn drum machine. I'm just taking records. And we going and I'm making the shit there. I'm telling the dude, man, loop this, sample this, do this. And you know what I'm saying? And that's how we're making songs at first. I didn't have no drum machine.
You're right. I'm saying drum machine, but I'm saying equipment because I didn't know what the fuck it was. What the fuck you was working with. I like you said. Now you using the correct word. The EPS 16 Plus was a workstation because now I remember it saying that on the keyboard, workstation. That was like the ultimate. You know what I'm saying? But that became like the foundation of your sound and our sound. And Sonic.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know about the SP1200 or MPC nothing, because like I said before, I got that, I'm learning about everything indirectly. I don't know what to get until somebody tells me. The reason why I knew about the EPS 16 Plus, some cat that went to HU, that Zach knew, he wanted me to make some beats. So he said, listen, I know a cat that's got a drum machine. It was the EPS 16 Plus, but it was a rack mount. HU cat. I go over there with the records, and he's showing me how to use it. And so I said, man, I got to get that. Only because that was the first thing I was exposed to. That's what I got. A&M didn't have no damn MPC 60s or MPC. Didn't have MPC nothing. They didn't have no SP1200s. Didn't have none. The one on J. Clyde didn't have none of that shit. And that's where I bought my EPS from. Now, in Norfolk, they might have had it, but I didn't see no reason to go over there when I got the shit over here. And I like this drum machine. This dude at HU had it, so that's what I'm gonna get. And
so it was just out of by chance, by luck. You just fell into.
Man, sometimes I wish I had ran into an MPC first, but some of them cats, man, they act like they had two different pieces of equipment making beats, and that would have been hard for me to get, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, somebody had to tell me about Technique 1200s.
Now we're having these groups, you know, MAAD RUGID, the Next Man, and you know, and Troy, Ketch. When it came to making production for these guys, did you have a go-to as far as, because if you know about us or know these things, you know, they're different sounds, you know what I mean? The Next Man don't sound nothing like MAAD RUGID. MAAD RUGID don't sound nothing like Ketch, you know what I'm saying? So doing this production, did you have specific records as far as sampling, or, you know, how did you come up with these sounds for these guys to get them, you know what I mean, their unique sound that they had, man, when it came to the production?
The records really didn't matter because it was all in the how it manifested on the board, you know what I'm saying? Once I got a hold of it, I just knew that, of course, MAAD RUGID, the beats was going to be a little bit rougher. You know what I'm saying? They was going to be rough. Them and Troy's beats was going to be rougher than the Next Man's beats. Not that they was going to be soft, but I had a little bit more room to move with Kamal and Remedy because it didn't have to be rough for them to want to rap to it. Right. You know what I'm saying? They might rap to some mellow shit, and they might rap to some shit that's just different, just some different shit where Ian Rock shit had to be, MAAD RUGID shit, they wanted their shit rough. And
it had to be murder. It had to be murder.
Had to be fitting for terrorism flow. And Troy, just, you know, he was a rough dude. He wanted rough shit too, or shit that just hit hard. You know what I'm saying? So it was usually some gangster shit.